Hey guys, I'm Clement Eastwood and this is the Artist Shire. So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how to find your voice as an artist or a photographer. Now, this is a big question all artists want an answer to, especially beginners. When we hear anything related to voice, we immediately think about singing, which is good because when you hear a voice, you think about singing. Now, when I started my podcast or this recent YouTube channel, I always wondered what I would sound like because I've never had people listen to me on their phones, their computers, and whatever devices they're using now. So I always thought, well, if I don't sound good, who would really listen to me? And then, it's true. I started recording this podcast with my phone, my Samsung Galaxy S9, which I still use today for some reason. Yes, I like the phone. And the quality wasn't so great. And even though now I use a Blue Yeti, I think I'm still getting there where finding the voice is not a problem, but then I'm a bit comfortable with where I have gotten to, So back to voices. Now, let's take singing for instance. Have you ever listened to music by Beyonce, Tasha Cobbs, or even Rihanna? They all sound different. But not only do they sound different, they have different styles. I don't know much about music, so I'm not going to go into all the technical stuff. Finding your voice as a photographer is taking or making photographs with your stamp or signature on it. It's like you take a photograph and when people look at it, they realize that it was you. No, I'm not talking about a watermark on your photograph. I'm talking about a significant signature, a thing that distinguishes your work from other people. Your watermark is not enough. I should be able to see your work from afar and then say, oh, this is the work of this is the work of that. That is what I'm talking about. Now, to find your voice, you need to shoot often. This is what I call tasting. You cannot find your voice if you don't speak. Now, I bet you have a favorite food. You have a favorite food because you tasted different foods. You don't call breast milk your favorite food, do you? Exactly. So what you call your favorite is something you have tasted over and over again and you think, oh yes, this is my favorite. This is what I'll call my favorite food. So that is what you want to do when it comes to photography. You cannot find your voice if you don't speak. You cannot find your style. You cannot find your voice also in photography if you don't make photos. So come on, go on personal projects, shoot, create things you love. If it's portraits, keep shooting until you get it right. As you keep shooting, copy other creators. This is important. Copy other creators in your niche. This is what I did. When I started out, I did not really know what niche to specialize in. So I was on a journey. I was shooting documentary. I was shooting food. I was shooting weddings. I did weddings a lot and good money, but then not so great. After you are done, your back hurts. So I copied there is this guy on Instagram called Adrian McDonald. His Instagram username is Lexenart. Now, when I chanced upon this work on Instagram, I was like, whoa, this guy is good. He did amazing work. Now, I did not just replicate what he did when I talk about copying. What I did was that I looked at his work and tried to create something different. So what happened most of the time was that I kept going onto his page to look at what he was creating, to look at what he was giving to his people, to his audience. Now, if you want to be original all the time, you will be burdened and burnt out. There is nothing new under the sun. William Ralph defined originality as plagiarism undetected. That is just what it is. Plagiarism undetected. You copy, but you don't have to be caught. So what you do, I think Austin Kleon calls this stealing like an artist. You take from here, you take from there, and then you put them together. This is what Austin Kleon said in his book Steal Like an Artist. Don't just steal the style, steal the thinking behind the style. You don't want to look like your heroes. You want to see like your heroes. This is very important. You don't want to look like them, but you want to see the way they see. So what you ought to be thinking as an artist is that, all right, so what am I going to do now? I'm not just going to replicate his work. I want to see what he really thought of before he made the work. I get in it. So this is very important. Now, to find your voice, you should be you. You should be original. When I say original, I'm not talking about creating without copying. Everyone is a copycat. Create. But then you should bring something unique to your work. You should be original in the sense that you create, but then you don't replicate the other person's work. So be you, do you, and then express yourself. I think this is very important. Now, one of my favorite artists during the Renaissance period is Raphael Sanzio. Now Raphael Sanzio is an amazing artist. I mean, nobody would deny that. I looked at his work continuously for about a month. That's like 31 days straight. And looking at his work, what I realized was that most of his work, or all of it, were religious. So we have the Transfiguration, we have painting of some of the popes, or it followed a sequence, and they were all religious. And then I later found out that the man himself was a Catholic. He was a religious man. So this is what he did. He copied from something, and it was his religion, and this is who he was inside, and he just painted who or what he was inside outside so people would see. I hope this brought you value. Thank you, and this is what YouTubers do. If you have not subscribed already, please do well to subscribe, and then like this video. It helps me a lot. See you in the next video. Peace.